Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. Sorry for the delay. I sneezed and then I had to blow my nose because as soon as I sneeze, everything runs. So sorry for the delay. I'm here. I trust you are too, because today we're going to finish what we started last week, and still trying to keep it under wraps, hoping that she's not looking at this, because then it's just gonna mess it up. But she won't get it until then, even if she sees it now. So, or I should say they, but you know, moms are gonna be more excited about it than dads are any day. All right, so I found a cute and nice fun fold to do with the roses. You remember we did these gorgeous roses last week. Oh my gosh, I'm still in love with them. So, but I have this and I wanted to show you the fold we're doing. So I did a prototype. I started to do it with this and I thought, oh wait, I got to do that on the live. So I need to do a prototype. So I did a prototype. Let's switch cameras and I will show you the prototype. Now I have it in the envelope because I wanted you to see that the card we're about to make really does fit into an envelope. I used the Impressions Abloom, or the Floral Impressions Suite on this. So this is one of the suites. So the suite sale is over in 5 days. So if there's any stamps and dies or stamps and punches or papers or bling or ribbons or embossing folders, anything that you've been eyeballing that's part of a suite, now is the time to get it, because a lot of things have sold out. So I apologize. I have been telling you all month long about it, but some things have sold out. Excuse me. Yeah. That's what happens when you sneeze right before live. So a lot of things have sold out and won't be back in stock until next month. And so no, you won't get the discount next month. It's just this month. But there are still a lot of things in stock. There's a lot of dies that are out of stock. I don't remember exactly which one, so I can't tell you if this happens to be the one of them. If it is, I apologize, but I wanted to make this. We're using this for our card club tomorrow and Saturday. So it's a great, we're not making this card, but we're using this stamp set. So it's a two-part, I guess I could show it to you. It's a two-part stamp set, Impressions Abloom. So there's two-step stamping. So you can do the background and then you can do the detail. Or you can just do the detail without the background. And I usually use 2 different colors. So for this one, I used Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush. And for this one, I used Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss. And then I did the centers with Crushed Curry. And here are the centers, which are also two-step, but I only did 1 step for these. And then, of course, the leaves as well. I did those in Garden Green, and I stamped off for the background and then stamped full on for the detail. And then these are, oh, this came off. These are the dies that come with it, but these dies were too fat for this card. So instead I used the stylish dies here, but I did use these dies to give it texture. Can we see that? Yeah, you can see how it gives it texture. So I stamped it. Then I cut it with the die and this at the same time, plus I put the centers in there so I had it all full. And you can see that texture there. Hi, Missy. Great to have you on here. And then these are the gems, Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink, and then I think an iridescent. All right. So here's how this card works. All right. You open it this way. I appreciate you for being there. And then it stands. So you have paper here, but it doesn't do anything. It stands like that. So when you see it from above, you can see that it stands like that. And then the person will be able to have it like that so they can see all the writing on it. All right. So I thought that this would work great for this, although when I fold it, it is going to be off over here, which is totally fine. It will be the focal piece for sure, which is what I wanted. I just keep trying to decide, is it supposed to go this way or is it supposed to go this way? Is the rose supposed to be on top or are the little flowers supposed to be on top? I can't decide which way it's supposed to go, but we'll figure that out. So I just wanted to show you, this is the fun fold we're making. Does it have a name? You're probably wondering if it has a name. It's called a book jacket fun fold card, but it's not the kind of book jacket I've seen before because it's got this fun square here, and so it's more 3D than just a card. So let's go ahead and get started on this card. Whew. So we did this last week with the masks. This is from the Layers of Beauty. So see, they have it like this, but it's not going to fit on the card like that. So we're going to have to turn it either rose up or little flowers up. I'm not sure which way. We'll see how it looks when we get there. All right, so we did the masks last week with this, and then I die cut it. All right, and then we had used the stamp. So let's go ahead and get started on the next part, because this is trying to figure out where to put that. Put it over there. All right, so this is it. I'm going to set this up here someplace safe so I can see it and I don't misplace it, because that would really stink. All right, so our card bases, you can see I started to make it and then I was like, whoa, I can't make this one. I started it. So it is card base 6 by 3 quarters, 6 3/4 by 5.5, and this one is 7 1/4 by 5.5. So this one is 7 1/4 by 5.5 and scored right here at 4 1/4. This one is 6 3/4 by 5.5, scored at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 to make your box. All right, I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Maybe that'll make it easier to see. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so you can kind of see that. So there are the measurements for that. You're excited for this card? Yes, I couldn't decide on some of the colors today of what would help make these roses pop more. So I asked my team, and Missy's on my team, so she and the others helped me kind of figure it out. And then someone said, hey, why don't you have multiple mats? And I thought, well, this card really isn't wide enough for that. However, it's going to actually look kind of like that. So let's get to playing with this. So this one, we're going to fold here on this line and burnish it. So I'm not using any DSP because there wasn't any to me that didn't take away from the flowers. So instead we're going to use cardstock and we're going to emboss it. And that way it adds a little oomph to it without taking away from the flowers. I really wanted the flowers to be the focal. So then this one we're gonna fold in like this. You can see I'd already done it before I realized, oh hey, not this one. All right, so then we want this to come around like a box. So we're going to put our glue on here like this. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to fold it right here at the 2.5. I think it's the 2.5 mark. And we're going to fold it like that. Fold it over, and that is then going to give us our box. All right, that's our box. And then let me make sure I'm doing this right. That's why, another reason why I have this card out. Okay, just want to make sure. So then this is actually the front of the card, or not the front, but it's this part right here. So we have this one, and then this one is going to go like this. So we're going to put glue on this part and we're going to attach this to it, lining this up. And I'm going to actually do it standing up. I had some struggles with it last time, but I think doing it standing up will be a lot easier to help make sure it is all lined up properly. All right, so I'm just swirling some glue on here. And we're going to bring it up to here. Line it up along this side. We have top and bottom already lined, and then we can press down. All right, so that's what I have decided is the easier way of doing it, is to bring it together. That way you can make sure this is flush. This will definitely be flush, and then you can lay it down to strengthen that hold. All right, and then we have that. So there is our basic card. When you close it like this, it does bubble a little bit. So what I did is I just trimmed a smidget off the bottom, the side there. Couldn't find it. All right, so I trimmed just a smidget off, and I just realized that after I already did this. So we're just gonna do a hairline trim. You're like, June, we can't see it. That's okay. All right, just a hair. Oh, that was a little more than hairline, but it'll still be fine. There we go. That way it will fold in and fold flat in your envelope. So I almost feel like I need to fix those measurements where I got it from to help make it work. All right, so there is your basic fold. All right, now we're going to play with a little bit. So this is 3 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go in here in the back. All right, and then I have this one, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go right here. This is where I'll be able to write my sentiment, or write my wishes to my folks. All right, so then we have some of these, and this is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on here. We're embossing all of the Cajun Craze. So this is Petal Pink, this is the Cajun Craze, and this is the Old Olive. So we're going to put that like that back here, and then we're going to be putting just on one side, just on this one, we're going to put a Cajun Craze right here. And then we have a Cajun Craze right here and a Cajun Craze right here, but we need to emboss them all. So I'm going to use the exposed brick embossing folder because it is my favorite, and I think it'll look pretty without deterring from the flowers. So I just realized I forgot the number 4 plate. So let's go ahead and bring in the machine. I love that it's a machine, but it doesn't require any electricity. It just lets me use my elbow grease. Let's zoom out because I don't think you want to see me that up close. Here we go. So we're going to start with this one that goes in the back. Let's see. I'm going to start with this one, and then this one, and then this one. And it doesn't really matter what order, but you do want them straight so that your bricks aren't wonky. All right, you do want them straight. There we go, like that. Then we're going to bring in our plate number 1 and our embossing folder with the paper in it, and then our plate number 4, and roll it through. All right. Oh, you're excited for Card Club. Missy, I was thinking you were excited for this card. All right. You're excited for Card Club. Yes, Card Club is going to be fun. We have 3 really fun cards that we're going to do. So here is our embossed brick, and see, it doesn't take away from the flowers, and that was the goal. I wanted the flowers to be the focal point. So then we're going to stick this one in here like this. Let's see where we have the most brick. We want this over here. most brick. I love the brick. Oop, that's a little crooked. We definitely don't want crooked, because that will be obvious when you have some somewhat straight lines. You definitely don't want your paper to be crooked, because that will really, that'll show up. And again, we're more, and this card. Hi, Hope. Thank you. Isn't that a great embossing folder? It's one of my new favorites. I use it all the time. I just really love it. I've always loved the brick embossing folder, so I was very sad when they got rid of just the brick. But I really like this one because the other brick one I tended to use mostly at Christmas time because it made me think of Santa and chimneys. So this one I really like because I'm using it for everything. Yeah, for constantly. How you feeling, Hope? All right. Yes, Missy, I understood that. Yeah, I do cars instead of card all the time. All right, so let's start putting this together. We're going to start in the back. This is going to go back here, and that, for some reason, is a little bit wide, so we're going to do a little hairline off of that as well. See, that's what the hairline was supposed to look like. Not that other one I did a little bit bigger. All right, so we're going to put the 1.5 inch one on here before we put that over there. I'll just make it easier to glue. And see, you could use this card side too. I've never used this side, but one of these days I need to use this side up because it also looks good and it gives more definition to the brick. Maybe with future Christmas cards we'll do that. But right now for Mom and Dad's anniversary card, we're just going to go with this. So I looked it up. The 60th anniversary is the diamond anniversary. So I happened to mention it to my dad yesterday and said, hey, do you want help in doing something for Mom? He's like, yeah, whatever. And I know she really wants a Montana sapphire. And he's like, but that's not a diamond. And you said it's a diamond anniversary. And I was like, well, okay, you could put a diamond or two with it. But I know she really wants one. All right, so this one goes in here. Oops. Here we go. Oh, that looks like I cut it a little short. Darn it. This is 5 1/4. I mean, 5 1/2. Yeah, 5 1/2. Looks like I cut that a little too short. Girls, I can't do that. I can't do that. This is a special card. Okay, we're going to scrap this and start that over. All right, so I can't do that. Not with this card. This is one of those, so that's 5 1/4, so that's correct. And this is 5 1/4. All right. So is it going to fit on here? Yeah, 5 1/4. All right, so I didn't have it narrow enough. I folded it already. Oh, well. So let's see what I did wrong. So that's 3 1/4. So this needs to be 3 inches. I thought I did it at 3 inches. But, you know, sometimes... Okay, now it's working. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but we got to re-emboss this. Not sure where I went wrong, but that's okay. This is one of those cards that has to be kind of perfect because it's for Mom. And Mom looks close like you and I look close at our cards. Let's just say it that way. So she will notice errors and inconsistencies. So this one cannot have an oops because this recipient will be paying attention to the card just as much as I do. So that's why it can't be a good enough kind of card. It's got to be a perfect card. I know. It could drive me crazy doing that, couldn't it? It could. We'll see. I'm only going to do it so much before I say, nah. Only a second go around. All right, so here we go. And then put some glue on here again. All right. All right, so let's get this. Sorry for my head in the way. This card is a little trickier. It might be that you want to put this piece on before you glue it. There we go. So I think what I was thinking, so this one I cut at 1/8 of an inch so that it had a smaller border, but this one I wanted the green border, so I think that's where I got a little confused. That other piece was probably just fine. Everybody give me a laughing emoji because I know you're laughing at me for doing that, and that's okay. I get it. All right, so this one we're going to put over here on the side. All right, yeah. Oh, I make the mistakes so you don't have to, right? That's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right, here we go. Like that. And then this one will go in here. Yeah, so it's got a bigger border than the other card, and I think that's what's throwing me off. I guess I probably should have gone with a skinny border, but I wanted that old olive to be seen a little more because of the comment earlier on the team group chat that said use multiple mats. I thought, well, if I make it smaller, then it would be multiple, like having multiple mats, see? Because you'll be able to see the multiple mats. All right, and then we're going to put this one on the front. Here we go, like that. And then this one right there, like that. All right, so it's kind of the colors are kind of blah, so that's why I brought in that lighter color, but I really thought about using it here, but then it would have been, I don't know. See, so if I had this here like that, oh, that might have looked okay. Nope, we're going with it because I don't want to have to tear that up, and that's glued down. So we're gonna go with it. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so, oh, what was I putting on? Oh, I forgot something, apparently. Oh, wait, did these fit on it? Where's... I'm missing something. I think I was going to use this. I needed something on the inside here, so I guess we could use this one. Let's see. Hold on. Let's work on the front because now I'm all discombobulated. All right, so we have this one here like that. So I'm thinking the rose on top. What do you think? The rose on top or the little flowers on top? I don't think we want to go that way. No, I'm thinking that way. All right. So, okay. So we're going to use dimensionals to put this on. And yeah, it's going to be quite a few dimensionals, but that's okay. And we can see my stamping oops from last week. Rose on top. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hi, Evangela. Nice to have you on here. Hi, Kristen. You decided, you might snicker but not laugh. You decided to come look and see instead of wait for the final picture. That's good. Glad to have you on here. All right, here we go. Let's see. We're putting lots on. I love these dimensionals. I don't think you can have too many dimensionals. We want it to, 1, stay put, 2, we want it to, you know, look good, right? And we don't want it to sag, so we got to make sure we use enough so we don't have any sagging. All right, I think that's probably enough. Oh, well, that wasn't very smart, now was it? Because the ones that are off, that can't be there. We don't want it sticking. Let's see what else. Okay, I got myself all flustered, didn't I? Okay, so there's one here. That one's not going to work. Sometimes you can pull them off, but not that time. And reuse them, and other times you can't. So then you have to just work it off. That's where nails come in nicely. If you don't have nails, you have a take your pick tool. All right. Oh, is that gonna show? That's gonna show. I can't use that one. Well, it's a good thing I made a backup. All right. Okay, Kristen, I know you're snickering now. All right, well, it's a good thing I had the forethought to make a backup plan, because I was going to cut out some of these roses. Now, this one looks darker because it's brand new. I just did it today, and I think I pushed the colors a little harder, but that's okay. It's still going to work out just fine, and I'm going to keep telling myself that. All right, where are my dies? Here we go. Oh, yeah. Come prepared. I'm coming prepared. All right, so we're going to stick this in here like this. We want to make sure everything is showing. And I'm going to use my Post-it notes, because this is, again, one of those where I don't want it to move. So I'm going to snag some of these Post-it notes to help hold it in place. And then we're going to cut it. So I was going to cut one of the roses. I was going to cut some of the roses out of that other one. So I can still do that even with those on the back. All right, here we go. Here we go. And voila, we still have a set of roses. All right, so since I have this out, I wanted to cut this rose out. There is a die specifically for cutting this rose out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while I have the machine out. And I'm going to use these again. And it's going to cut through the foam. Don't worry about that. It will cut through no problem because we have the foam adhesive. So it will cut through that. And see, watch this. There we go. All right, so now I have that. And then what I figured I would do is I could fussy cut some of the other roses out. Okay, not that one because that just got cut into. But I could fussy cut this rose, and I could fussy cut these flowers. And I went ahead and die cut some of the leaves already. That way we can add it around things where we need a little bit of extra flowers. That's why I did a second one, but wow, it turned out to be a good thing I did a second one since I goofed up that side. This side is nice and clean. So where's our card? Let's go back. Oop, here's one of the leaves I die cut. There we go. All right, let's try this again. So we're going to do it like that. So Kristen, see, you said multiple mats. Wasn't able to do that, but I was able to make it look like there were multiple mats. And I really think that Cajun Craze helps make those colors pop. So let's go ahead and go back to doing this. So, you know, I'm making mistakes because I have to be somewhere at 3 o'clock and I only have an hour for this. I don't have unlimited time. So let's make sure. So not here, only up to there. And then only up to there. See, so this is how you do it. You got to make sure you know where you can put your dimensionals so that you're not doing what I did and having to change that. All right. So we're getting it. We're getting it. So Missy, you were thinking too many dimensionals as I was doing it. I was trying to send you vibes. Well, too many. This isn't too many. It was too far out. You weren't sending me those vibes. You've already learned not to try texting me because I'm on Do Not Disturb anyway. Missy has tried to save me from making the mistakes for you so many times, but I don't look at my phone while I'm on live, so she has not been able to get through to me to keep me from making grievous errors. All right. Ooh, is that in? That's not quite in. We're going to have to move this over. It is a big piece. It is a big piece. So let's see how'd I do. Oh, I did! Yay! So while that's there, let's go ahead and we'll glue this down here. That way we've got all our parts and pieces glued down. Come on, a little bit there. All right. I like to write on white. I thought about putting the petal pink inside there, but I just like to write on white. So I had to have a white inside. But this is where we could put some flowers. So let's see. All right, so we're gonna curve this around here. Curve it here. We'll just go up this way. And so I could go ahead. There we go. I could put that just like that. I've got dimensionals on there. I don't want dimensionals on my inside of the card because that would just start making it too bulky. Luckily, I don't have to send it because she lives right here with me. So that works out. So I told Dad that I would try and figure out what she wanted, and then he and I could escape some other time while she's doing something and go get something for her. Because like last year, he totally forgot it was their anniversary, and Ron brought flowers for him to give to her. So this year, with it being the 60th, I thought maybe he should do something a little better, a little nicer. All right, so let's look and see, what do we have here? Well, we have this one for sure. So we can go here. And I'm not going to cut all the way to the green. I can feel that I'm cutting through dimensionals on the back, but I'm not even going to worry about it. There we go. So that we'll possibly use. All right, anything over here I could still use? Oh, we could do this one coming out of the other side. This rose is kind of messed up here, so I can't use it, but I can certainly use this other little flower, which also has a dimensional on it. Oh, yes. What would you do if I didn't make any mistakes? You'd probably fall out of your chairs, and then you wouldn't know how to get out of your mistakes. So see, I have to make the mistakes for you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, here we go. We're going to put some glue on here. and have it come out over here. All right, so I love how you can have things come out from the outside in, and you can then have a chance to use more stuff. All right, so here we go. There's that. All right, so the inside. First, let's finish the outside. We're going to do happy anniversary. So I was thinking I would do it on black in silver and cut it out. What do you think? I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do. I like having your input though. All right, so no mistakes, crafty evolution. There you go, Hope, I like that. No mistakes, crafty evolution. Yes, I am so good at crafty evolution. Hoi, oi, oi. Sometimes more often than I care to. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna just wipe this. You don't want to get it full of powder. You just want to wipe off the static. I have the really pretty happy anniversary. We're gonna stamp it. Bring it up, close this, put it far away from the silver, grab my tweezers. There we go. I have, all right. I don't often remember to use this stuff. I know there are other demonstrators out there and stampers, and they use this stuff all the time. I forget about it, and I don't know if it's because it's messy, and I am not a huge fan of mess. So, which by the way means I need to clean this up, because that bothers me, all that powder. And I've even, I mean, you saw, I've got it all self-contained, but it still bothers me. I'm not a messy crafter. All right, so here we go. It takes a little while to heat up. But of course, once it does, it's phenomenal, and I love it when I use it, but then for some reason I forget to use it. Oops, here we go. You can see how it's getting right. So you have to tell me what you think. It was either doing it in the black. I don't know how much you can hear me. Could you hear me through that? I don't know if it's doing it in the black that made me think it would look better. Now don't touch it after you do it, because it is hot and it is melted, and it will burn your fingers and mess up your whole thing. Ask me how I know that. Yes, I did it during Card Club one time when I was showing some ladies how to heat emboss for the first time. I touched it and it hurt. All right, so I'm going to cut around it like this, because I couldn't find a shape that I really liked that wasn't going to be overpowering on the roses. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna cut around it and just do it that way. So then the black also isn't so stark, but I figured because I outlined it in the black, we stamped it in the black before we did the masking. So I thought, oh, I think we could probably get away with the black. You have to tell me what you think. We'll put it over there. I think it will. And of course in the silver, since it's the diamond anniversary, I know it's not the silver anniversary, but close. We'll get some diamonds on here. All right, so there we go. Happy anniversary. And you can see that it has that shine to it. There we go. Well, can you see the shine? It just doesn't look the same on camera. Doesn't look the same on camera. All right, so I was going to put the happy anniversary right here. So let's see. I need a mini back here on the Y. And then I need a little bit of glue. Like that. Guess we should take this paper off. And there we go. All right. So happy anniversary. See, the black works, right? The black works. All right. So now we want to do this part. I have some silver, and I have a 6 and a 0, and I have some cut out leaves. I have some rhinestones. We have all these little rhinestones we can use for the 60, and if I apparently need to order another pack because this is all I have left. So, cat hair. If I don't have enough, I'll get them back before they hit their 60th, because it's not until October. I'm just way early. way early. So let's go ahead and do the 60. I wish we had fatter numbers, but these are the only dies that are current that are numbers that are not too big, because I think there are numbers in that new banner set, but those would have been, of course, obnoxiously big. The whole card would have had to have been 60, and to me that's more of a birthday card than an anniversary card. All right, so we're going to put the 6 here and the 0 here, and we're going to run it through like this. All right, I'm going to put that away and that away. All right, here we go. Okay, so those are too thin, I think, for the rhinestones to go on, but we'll put the rhinestones around it. So there's the 60. See, these are thicker, so I was thinking it would work, but when you actually cut them, you see how thin they are. So it won't work to line them up with, I don't think that'll work to line them up with that. So let's move those. And then, where's my, here we go. Just going to use a little bit of this. I think we want to go, there we go. We're going to use the banner. I know, I just put the machine away. I'm thinking in stages, not all at once. Hi, Kathy. Your parents will have 60 years in September. All right, a month more than mine. All right, that's awesome. I'm going to hit 24 years this year with Ron. So that's pretty good. For a second time around, we each had practice marriages. All right. All right. Oh, you were thinking, Missy, the too far out dimensionals? Yeah. I know. But, you know, sometimes I have to, oops, live and learn with you here. Right in front of y'all. All right. So we're going to do our 60 on here. Oh, see, this is what I always forget. We've got sticky paper that I could use to put that on, but I always seem to forget that until this point when I need to glue something, and I'm like, oh, I had sticky paper I could have put on the back of that. How many of you forget that? How many of you use the sticky paper, and maybe you don't have this same issue that I have of constantly forgetting about the paper until I'm going to glue, and then I'm like, oh, I could have used the paper on that. But I don't like wasting things, so we're just gonna do it this way. Just putting a little bit of glue Doesn't have to be solid glue. I know some people, what they'll do with stuff like this is they use their silicone mat and then they use a dauber and glue it. And I've tried that, but I found that that was messier. And I didn't like it. So that's why I went on. Let's see if we can get back on. Let's see. All right, sorry folks. Let's see if it's going to reconnect. I don't think I had anyone in the chat. Yeah, I don't think anyone was in the chat. Doesn't look like it's reconnecting. I'll keep my eye on it, but I'm just, how bizarre. Well, we'll just keep on going and see if it, there it goes. That is bizarre. So if you were watching in the group, let's see. Says I'm live now. I don't know. That was really weird how it just all of a sudden stopped. It shouldn't have. Let's see. Let me see if I can get it back on my screen just in case somebody is in there. All right, here we go. Come on. How bizarre. There we go. Let's see. All right, so there's a slight delay, but we're back. We're back in the group. Not sure what happened there. All right, so we're putting this on here like this, where we're going to use this rose. And I think I'm going to even tuck this rose under there a bit. And they're all on dimensionals, so we'll just go with that. We can do dimensionals on this one. It won't be overly thick. Under here, can we? No, there's that itty bitty teeny weeny one right there. Little piece left. Oh, if she only knew how this one was going. Here we go. All right, and then I don't know, with all this stuff, I don't feel like that really goes. Let's see. I think we could do this one up there. Nope, don't like that. All right. Maybe something along the edge. I feel like something needs, oh, we could put our diamonds. We could do a diamond oval. Let's do that. A diamond oval. All right, here we go. Take your pick tool. Here we go. Better put something on this end before I poke myself with it. All right, so we love our take your pick tool. Let's see if we can handle an oval. That's not going to work. Any suggestions? Anybody? Any suggestions on how to do this? Because now my brain has failed with all the oopsies and the mistakes and everything else. Maybe I'll just do a zigzag line of diamonds. I feel like this needs a piece of glue. A piece of glue, a dot of glue, a piece of glue. Lordy, lordy, lordy. All right, so what can we do here with the rhinestones to make it be the diamonds? I could do like a zigzag and then dots down here. I don't think I can get a whole oval on there because I didn't put that, I put that too far down. Maybe the zigzag. Nobody's responding. Are you still there? Am I alone? Am I alone? I hope I'm not alone. Anybody? Somebody? All right, we'll do the zigzag because I'm not getting any responses. So we're going to balance it out like that. And then there, 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 and there. It's not quite even. This needs to go over some. There we go. That's better. All right, that looks pretty good. And then we'll do here, here, here. Need to move that over because that's not quite in the middle. There we go. It's working. It's working. And then you guys are going to have an idea, and I will have already done these. Ah, ladies, ladies, ladies. That actually looks pretty good. What do you think? I think that looks pretty good. All right. Do I need to glance at my phone? Is Missy telling me I've lost everybody and everything? Nope. No messages from Missy saying I've lost everybody and everything. I don't know. Maybe I did. Let's see if I'm over here. Let's see. Now I'm beginning to wonder if I lost you all. No, it still shows me. All right, I have a feeling this is somehow over, even though it's not. Is it showing me? No, it's not showing me live. Let me check one other place. All right. But it looks like it may have just ended all the way around everywhere. And I don't know why. Let's see. Lives. Live now. Well, it's showing me live now on YouTube. Let's see.
Billionaire father sees black waitress let disabled son lead a dance step, and then changes her life forever.
All right, don't know what that was. All right, so it is showing that I'm still live on Facebook, so I don't know, or on YouTube, so I'm not sure what happened on Facebook. But anyways, so this is the card. I'll post a picture. So the happy anniversary, 60, and then I'll write my message in there to my parents. So here is how the card turned out. And I'll have to see and figure out what happened. So thank you for joining me. Remember, the sweet sale is 5 more days, so don't forget that. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for joining me. Let's see, it was Kristen and Missy and Hope and Kathy. And yeah, so thank you for joining me when it was on. I don't know what happened. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.